What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Dillian the Body Snatcher Whyte. Dillian Whyte states that he is eyeing a potential fight between Andy Ruiz or Alexander Povetkin. He says these guys are some of the toughest guys right now due to their latest performances. Well, I guess Povetkin's latest performance, but you have a draw and a loss coming from both guys. But he said those guys, that's a fight that I think that I want to make happen. And it makes sense to a certain degree to me. Me counterpunching his desires to fight Ruiz and Povetkin. Well, more for Ruiz. Let me start with Ruiz. For one, Ruiz has a win over the guy that only has a win over him. Okay? And we know that styles make fights. If he's able to go in there, let's say he can knock out Andy Ruiz or beat the piss out of Andy Ruiz to the point where they stop it, win in a dynamic fashion. If Dillian Whyte can do that, like he said he would if he did fight him, because he already had a game plan for Anthony Joshua and how Anthony Joshua would fight him. So I imagine that's how he would fight him based on, you know, his own attributes or whatnot. And that is a clever fight to pick from Dillian Whyte, you know, because Ruiz is tied with Joshua. He doesn't have a belt. He has 2 losses. But he is a pretty good fighter. He has quick hands, and a focused Ruiz, I would like to see what a focused Ruiz could do. But the question is, will we ever see a focused Ruiz? You know what I mean? I think someone like Ruiz has to go broke before we see him focused again. You know what I mean? I think he's not through climbing, because as long as he has money, he's going to keep spending. As long as he's spending, he's going to keep, in his mind, climbing. Okay? And until he spends all that money out, then we'll see him come down to earth. Okay? But I don't know if that time will be anytime soon. You know, it just depends on how fast does it take you to spend 13 mil or whatever the split is after he gets, you know, he gets his cut, his share, right? I think that Povetkin, I think he should not. I don't like that idea. Why? Povetkin, he drawed on his last fight. He showed he could be hurt, and Dillian Whyte fighting Povetkin at this point, I don't think it's warranted at all. You know, he's older. He's the same age as Luis Ortiz. Just fight Ortiz. Fight Andy Ruiz and Ortiz. Fight both of those guys on the PBC side of things. Beat both of those guys on the PBC side of things, and then you can show your dominance. Then you can break the will of Deontay Wilder, any credibility he has, unless he beats Tyson Fury, right? Then you can claim to have a rematch with Anthony Joshua if you beat Andy Ruiz, because your stock has went up. No doubt about it. If he goes in there and beats the piss out of Andy Ruiz, you know, and Andy Ruiz, you know, and he fights the way he says he's going to fight, and it is a spectacular fight. It's a slugfest, and it's an exciting way to go. If he's able to do that, you know how his stock would rise in the heavyweight division. He could claim everybody, because remember, Andy Ruiz had an opportunity to fight Deontay Wilder at one point. I don't know if Wilder would still honor a fight with him, but, you know, that was in question while he was champ, right? Talking about unifying the belts, being undisputed, right? So, you know, I can understand one, I can't understand the other. So, for me, counterpunching Dillian Whyte for this reason, 50-50. 50% yes for Ruiz, 50% no for Povetkin. And that's my take on it, man. I think that he should replace Povetkin's desire with Luis Ortiz. That would be perfect. That would be 100% spot on. And if he could land those 2 fights, offer these guys some money, because see, at this point, Luis Ortiz, he's been in his first pay-per-view, so he's not going to accept just any old money now. Okay? The same thing that goes for Ruiz. Ruiz now is on, you know, he's a known national or international star now. So you can't just offer him a certain amount of money. You know, a lot of people, and you know, PBC, they're funny about taking chances anyway. They don't want to take chances unless it's just so much damn money that they want to be set for years and years, and they may still not take it. So yeah, you know, I think he has some planning to do. I think him being his own boss, him being his own management or his own manager, I think he should, you know, take those fights that I mentioned into consideration. But you guys tell me what you think about Dillian Whyte taking on Andy the Destroyer Ruiz. Who wins? Why? Your thoughts. Please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.